Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and Shreds, it's finally happening. We have official confirmation of Galactic Legend Master Kenobi. Oh, it's great to see you guys yet again. Hold on. I got something in my tactical scanner. Oh, what's that? Oh, thank you guys so much for the overwhelming kindness, generosity, and wishes you've given me. In case you guys didn't know, I was gone the past. We got married last Friday and just came back on the honeymoon today. I saw a grand majority of you guys' comments, although I could not respond to each and every one of you guys. Just know that I truly appreciate the amazing community that we have built here together. But enough talk about me. Man, it feels good being back in the command station. Gary, you're looking amazing today. Well, the second I got on my flight, coming back to the biggest and deadliest Star Destroyer, the road ahead drop, and literally for 2.5 hours, I was sitting in anticipation. And the very moment I got back here at the command station, I needed to talk about this right away. One of my most requested characters of all time since playing this game back in 2015 has been a Master Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith, and today it is finally going to become a dream coming true. And I think we're also going to see Galactic Legends Anakin, or maybe even them all, sometime around the corner. And the other thing we got to talk about here is Commander Ahsoka Tano has been confirmed to be the next conquest reward coming to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Whoa! I haven't pressed that button in a good couple days here. Besides this, we also have confirmation next week. We're going to get the fourth confirmed character for the Bad Batch, and we got some conquest changes happening. And furthermore, we got some changes, not a lot of details yet, on the new player early game experience, something that hits hard at home for me. Really excited to learn more about it. Let's talk about the two big things that are on the to-do list, and we'll kind of go through and talk about the other things that are nice to know about. First things first, Commander Ahsoka Tano. We're working all in the Clone Wars era right now, and our fourth conquest will feature a new reward unit, Commander Ahsoka Tano. Now, if you guys recall, a while ago, we saw a data mine showing a Razor Crest pack, and that started bringing up the suspicion that there's going to be a new character, a new unit around the corner for Conquest, and indeed it is. It is Commander Ahsoka Tano. Much like our Bad Batch units, Commander Ahsoka Tano is inspired by key moments from the Season 7 of the Clone Wars. She is designed to be stronger than a Marquis, but not quite at the scale of an epic confrontation unit. My expectation right now is Beskar Armor Mandalorian. When I hear these words, it's not epic competition, it's not marquee. I kind of look at Beskar Armor Mando. He's a legendary, not the most amazing legendary out there. That's kind of where I'm seeing Ahsoka Tano fitting into the mix here. We are also increasing the amount of shards you'll be able to earn throughout an event, and you'll be able to unlock her at 7 stars. Holy cow, after 3 hard conquests, if you are earning the maximum reward crate and purchase her shards from merchants. That is fast. I mean, to put this in perspective, I've been doing every single maxed out conquest, and this month I'm only going to unlock the Razor Crest at 5 stars. Getting her at 7 stars after 3 hard conquests, that is extremely fast. And so far, we do have some changes coming to conquest, but as of now, a lot of people at a variety of GP levels have been able to do amazing work inside of conquest. We'll see if these changes make it a little bit more difficult down the road. We'll come back here and talk about the conquest cadence in a moment, but I just want to get to this right away. I just gotta spend a few moments to look at this guy. I kind of just want to pet his lovely face here. Galactic Legends Master Kenobi. Oh, just let it trickle down your spine. You feel that? It's final here, but oddly enough, they're not releasing Galactic Legends in a pair. Only one at a time, and I think I kind of like that, as they're going to point out here. The Bad Batch and Commander Ahsoka are the beginning stages of Galaxy Heroes revisiting the Clone Wars, and will lead to a new round of Galactic Legends from the same era, but this time we're doing it a little bit differently, with just one Galactic Legend at a time. Releasing them in pairs has been exciting, but difficult for players. Not only does it decrease the time in the spotlight for each unit, and it can be very difficult to unlock them together if you really enjoy both of the factions. These units are focused. These units are focused on improving. So who's the new Galactic Legend? You may have caught it in opening live. It is going to be Jedi Master Kenobi, and we also have the first round of requirements released for this character. We got the heads up that we're going to get the next incremental batches over the next couple weeks here. Galactic Legend. This is one of the best rotor heads I've seen in a while. And not just because of Galactic Legends and Commander Ahsoka Tano, but these other changes are big, I think, for this game. Inspired by Obi-Wan Kenobi, during Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, Jedi Master Kenobi's visual appearance will be drawn directly from Revenge of the Sith, as well as having most of his abilities inspired by moments from the movie. If there's no high ground, send it back. I want to see an ability that says, high ground. I have the high ground. Let his ultimate ability be high ground. I'm excited to see the kit reveal for this character writer. I'm sure you've already got some guesses, but this will include some subtle homages to his best lines and moments in the field. Other parts of his kit are inspired by his standing and exemplar Jedi Master as a very capable leader and a patient listener. Jedi Master Kenobi will be an extremely powerful unit on par with other Galactic Legends. And I want to pause here for one, because I've said this for a while. Galactic Legends, I firmly believe that is the ceiling of power. I don't think, at least for a very long time, we're going to surpass this ceiling created. So with Galactic Legends, they've said this a while ago, they're trying to sell Galactic Legends as characters you can get at any point, day one, year three, and they are still going to be the best characters out there in the game. So I don't think there's any worry about what about the dark side variant, the opposing force to Kenobi, which I am suspecting it's going to be Fallen Anakin, Darth Vader Fallen, Pre-Suit Vader, Revenge of the Sith, Anakin Skywalker, whatever you want to call it. The point being is, I think that is coming around the corner. Maybe a slight chance it could be Maul, but based on the fact that this character here is from Revenge of the Sith, I think it'd be odd to have Darth Maul. I am almost certain we are going to get a new Anakin down the road. So if your worries are, I'm just going to wait for Anakin because Kenobi's going to be outdated, I don't think that's a good line of logic to go down. Galactic Legends are more or less in the same power field as one another. So I like that they're kind of separate because it really gives this character time to shine for a good couple months. Now, when does the next one come around? We don't know. Maybe a month or two after Kenobi comes around. Anyways, just like previous Galactic Legends, we'll be rolling out the requirements over time, but this time with the schedule for when you can expect to see them. Thank you. You can find the first group below, but the next set of requirements will be announced on May 19th, and the final set will be posted on June 9th of 2021. There will be double drops associated with each of these announcements. Good to know. And there is a little bit of a problem I have. This question came up a while ago during a live stream. Do I suspect that they're going to require Relic 8? And I was a bit iffy. It's happening. A Relic 8 General Kenobi is going to be one of the first requirements, a 6-star negotiator. So you're going to need to get into a good guild to get that guild event token to currency. This is going to require Relic 8, which is kind of difficult unless you're doing challenge rank or raid. This is going to be a character a little bit more difficult to get, and then Geonosis Territorials a little bit difficult to get, and then a Relic 3 Mace Windu Aayla Secura, and hey, Boca Trash is also going to be a requirement at Relic 5. I did say this, although I was not thoroughly impressed with Bo-Katan. I said she has a high likelihood of being needed for a legendary. I was more thinking for like a new Mando Galactic Legend or something, but because she's in multiple eras, we are seeing her being needed for Master Kenobi. And the funny thing is, because we were screwing around with Caddy earlier this year, really testing out the Galactic Republic Jedi, I basically already got these requirements nailed out. Relic 3, Aayla Secura here, Mace Windu at Relic 5, and then there's that Relic 8 General Kenobi. Good news is, yes, Relic 8 is kind of a stinger. It's not very accessible right now, especially with Conquest being a bit delayed this season because of some Jedi Knight Luke issues. That's really the main place for people to get their Relic 8s. The good news is, it is not a trash Relic 8. Easily a top 10 Relic 8 for fleet. So I already have them. It was one of my first that I applied with my Relic 8s, but still, slight concerns about the accessibility of Relic 8 right now. We'll have to see moving forward. So that's all we have on Master Kenobi so far. It's still, I've been asking for this character since 2015. I've talked about him in countless videos. You guys have endlessly, every single day asked, when are they going to add Master Kenobi? And I always told you, your guess is as good as mine. Well, there's no more guessing. That day is finally here. In 1 month or so, we're going to have a new Galactic Legend on the holo table. And we already talked a little about Commander Ahsoka Tano right here. Really looking forward to her release. But I want to talk about this cadence here. Long story short, with this cadence, Razor Crest will still be accessible via Conquest for a little bit, but at a slightly less rate compared to the new unit Ahsoka Tano. And the hope is after a year, let's just go straight to this. After a year, after the release of the Razor Crest, which is about a month or so now, so next year, 2022, crazy to think this game is still going to be around for a while. The unit will become widely available and move this summer more accessible, and the final details are still undecided, but they have a plan of adding like a journey guide style event or a galactic challenge, which will get you the Razor Crest. But before a year happens, several months later after the new unit has arrived, they've already kind of said there's going to be a third unit coming for Conquest. Ahsoka Tano's #2 here. So let's actually go back a little bit. First things first, when we release a new unit to Conquest, which in this case is going to be Ahsoka Tano, the older unit will remain in the end of event rewards, but we'll see the amount awarded in the prize boxes reduced. So right now, I think it's 44 shards of Razor Crest that you get. Well, that's going to get reduced a little bit with Commander Ahsoka coming to the game, and the amount of Conquest currency needed to purchase shards will be slightly reduced, and they're going to appear more frequently on the normal and hard node merchants known as the Wandering Scavengers. But then several months later, once a third new unit comes the Conquest, then what they're going to end up doing is they're going to leave the end of event pricing, and they're going to stay on merchants nodes, and they're going to get added as a Conquest shipment for crystals as well as currents. I suspect that data mine Razor Crest pack is also going to happen. If you want to whale your way to getting a 7-star Razor Crest and you don't want to wait for all this cadence stuff, I think that's also going to be an option. They did not confirm that though just yet. And speaking of Conquest, let's talk about this other stuff. Man, this is a pretty hefty road ahead that we have here. Oh man, pretty hefty one. With Conquest, they have some changes they're going to be bringing. One of the most overpowered combos is deployable cooling systems with a bunch of buffs out there. It seems like they're going to be shuffling out some of these bonuses, and we'll have to see how does the difficulty change at that point, because deployable cooling systems, the best data disc for Conquest, has helped a lot of people with smaller rosters max out rewards. But on the topic of Conquest, they said this is also a good time to catch up for a bit on the structure of Conquest at a high level. Conquest had a very successful launch with the exhibition events. Let's skip down a little bit. Their next Conquest #4, has some larger balance changes planned for it, but we want to make sure these changes maintain a similar level of balance as when it was launched. We're planning on changing the sector bosses and swapping out some data discs. Deployable cooling systems, Dread and Quickly, will be replaced with Entrench, Converse, Agility, and Future Vision. This one right here, when you're playing Conquest, if you have not seen my videos already, this is the one when you see, pick it up right away. This is what helps people with small rosters get extremely far, because you just keep using your special abilities over and over again with Vader's Merciless Massacre or Yoda's constant AoE ability, spreading buffs, nonstop Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker constantly throwing out stuns right there. It's going to be interesting to see how does the meta change with deployable cooling systems being pulled out. I'm sure we're going to find another very broken combo, but I like the fact they're not letting Conquest be stagnant, be dormant, get boring over time, because we have seen the same feats, the same bosses, and the same bonuses for the opponents out there. It's nice that they're going to be swapping these out a little bit, but I am going to miss this. This is by far one of my favorite things about Conquest with deployable cooldown systems. We'll have to wait. The cadence for this and the next few Conquest events have been switched to once per month. This may change in the future as we monitor how this impacts players' time in game, but this will give us time in between events to review data from the previous events, yada, yada, yada. I gotta say this, over the past couple days when on my honeymoon, I played Conquest from a player standpoint. I didn't stream any of it, nothing of that sort. I still love this game mode. Even when I don't have millions of people to stream and talk to while we're hanging out, having a good time, I really love Conquest, its design, and I'm hoping these balance changes don't ruin the core fundamental fun I have it, but I do hope they fix some of the issues that I did point out a long time ago. Now, moving down, we have our May 4th celebration. First thing I want to point out, a lot of people have been saying this. We're going to be getting a new Bad Batch portrait as part of our May 4th giveaways. We have Record Tech Hunter, and I believe that is going to be Echo. I'm not seeing Crosshair in here. So I'm not sure this is going to be a Bad Batch spoiler right here, but maybe Crosshair is in fact affecting from the Bad Batch and working for the Glorious Empire, which he should. And we're going to get tons and tons of amazing rewards. Zibital cards. It's free giveaways. I guess I shouldn't complain. Wish we're going to be getting a little bit more. We're going to be getting Kenobi shards, Grievous shards, negotiated blueprints, which should help a little bit. When I say a little bit with those Master Kenobi requirements, some Razor Crest blueprints, and some Zeta's Clone Wars Chewbacca shards. Free stuff is free stuff. I'm not going to complain about it. Maybe we could have gotten a 20 Zetas for the May 4th celebration. I digress. And lastly, certainly not least, as you guys know, I love my free-to-play series that we run together. It's one of my favorite things to do in Galaxy of Heroes right now, and I'm eagerly waiting more details on what they have planned for new players. So there's going to be an upcoming title update sometime in May, and Let's talk about this. Firstly, they're improving the guild search tools. One of my biggest tips I give out there is when you're starting in Galaxy, get out of the starter guild. Guild searching is a pain, and luckily a lot of you guys have gotten connected through guilds. For example, the comment section or my Discord server, but there needs to be better in-game ways of searching for guilds out there. And then moving on, let's talk about this right here. This is what I'm really excited for. Our next title update is coming in early May and is targeted at the early game experience. Though players at every level will likely notice some changes, we wanted to address the early game experience for a while. And we'll be starting with updating which characters all players receive as part of the early onboarding. Don't get me wrong, Jedi Counselor, Clone Sergeant, Royal Guard, Ewok Scout, you're gonna always have a place in my heart. Shout out to you guys out there, but you suck. You guys are extremely outdated, and you guys quickly get thrown to the trash once you're beyond level 30 and you start collecting the Phoenix character, Separatist, First Order, whatever it might be. This is long overdue. Not just because they're trash characters, but when you're bringing in new players into the game, you want them to experience the actual magic of Star Wars. And when I'm thinking of Star Wars, I'm thinking of Mando. I'm thinking of, I don't know, Grief Karga. I'm not thinking of Clone Sergeant and Royal Guard. If that's something that's at home for you, well, more power to you. Anyways, let's keep moving on here. While the initial characters in the game made sense for where we were 5 years ago, fair enough, we're excited to change these up for characters that should be immediately recognizable for anyone with a basic knowledge of Star Wars. Yes, yes, yes. You gotta reel them in. I know way too many people that tried picking up Galaxy Heroes because I played. They're like, it's too boring. I want the iconic character. It's a collector game at the end of the day. As well as setting up new players for better success in the early game. I'm really curious how this is going to affect the early game meta. There will be a list of these changes in a future update note, so keep an eye out for that. And even with all these improvements in the works, we are still looking at larger features and big releases. These smaller title updates will target specific areas of Galaxies that need improvements and continue to grow for this game for years to come. And as you can see, there's a ship load of changes. I wonder if that's a little nudge towards the ship changes down the road. We'll have to wait and see coming to the game, and I hope you are as excited as we are for the next few months of Galaxies. Thank you all for reading this, and see you at the holo tables. I'm excited for the future of Galaxy of Heroes. Conquest, I'm loving Conquest. I'm hoping the changes don't affect the core aspect of Conquest that I love about. Loving Commander Ahsoka Tano. Loving that Conquest is going to be getting new units at a somewhat frequent base to keep it nice and fresh. But man, don't get me wrong, I'm loving the Bad Batch. I'm excited to test that record, which hopefully will be coming out tomorrow, and we'll be doing a live stream testing. But this right here is one of the most requested characters of all time. Remember when there was that fake leak screenshot of Master Kenobi a couple months ago and people are going crazy? It's finally here. We're not screwing around anymore. Woo! That's gonna wrap it up for today. Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and all you dang beautiful droids across the galaxy, thank you again for your kind words. Getting married is one of the best things I've done in my whole life. I had a great time on my honeymoon, but we're back at the command station. And let me tell you, the party is going to keep on going. 25-8. Like if you did enjoy the video. Comment down below on all those beautiful thoughts. And be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today. I'll see you guys later. Roll out that outro. Boom!